This is the 275R Airflow Mid-Tower ATX case, which has modern styling and maximum airflow. It features a sleek and slatted front panel design, which allows cool air to be channeled to your PC's hottest components. The 275R includes three 120mm fans for powerful and efficient cooling right out of the box. With room for up to 6 120mm fans and multiple mounts for radiators up to 360mm, there's plenty of options and configurations to keep your PC running cool. There's also no shortage on storage. With two low-profile 2.5-inch drive mounts, two removable 2.5-inch drive brackets, and two drive trays that can each accommodate 3.5-inch or 2.5-inch drives. That's a total of 6 drives in your system. The 275R's intuitive routing channels and tie-downs make for simple and tidy cabling, which helps keep your build looking super clean. And to show off your amazing cable management skills and those shiny new components, the 275R comes with a tempered glass side panel. The 275R Airflow combines modern design with strong cooling performance. For more information, head on over to Corsair.com.
Hey guys, I'm George. This is the Obsidian Series 1000D Super Tower PC case. It is the biggest and most feature-rich case Corsair has ever made. So you might ask, why did you guys build this ridiculously huge PC case? It's not just because it's cool, it actually has a purpose. You can actually build 2 full systems inside this case at the same time. So if you were streaming, you can game on one system and capture that video and stream it out on the other system. So in your room, you no longer need 2 full desktops. The primary motherboard tray is compatible with up to an extended ATX motherboard with 8 expansion slots. Some of those slots can be rotated so you can actually have a vertical GPU mount if you want. The secondary motherboard tray is integrated into the PSU shroud and actually includes 2 expansion slots and a mini ITX compatible mount. But don't worry, we didn't forget about you liquid cooling guys. All of our Obsidian series cases have been built with liquid cooling in mind. In front of the case, there's room for 2 480mm radiators. And on top, there's room for a 420mm radiator. In the rear, there's room for 220mm or 140mm fans and a 240mm radiator. One of my favorite features of the Obsidian Series 1000D are the slide-out radiator trays. They make it easier than ever to install fans and radiators to build up a liquid cooling system. The front and top trays come out and actually can be completely replaced. By default, they have 4 120 or 3 140s. And if that weren't enough, you can go to Corsair.com and buy new radiator trays that have 8x120, 4x120, 3x140, or even 2x200mm fan compatibility. So you can customize this thing however you want. The Obsidian Series 1000D comes with a Corsair Commander Pro, which allows full software control of cooling and lighting. Through iCUE, you can control your RGB fans, you can control the logo and the I/O panel RGB, and you can set up fan profiles. So if you want to optimize your system for quiet operation or high performance cooling operations, you can do that with a click of a button. So when you install all the motherboards and all the fans and all the systems and all the stuff that's in this case, you might be thinking, what about my cables? I have no cable routing skills at all. It's gonna be a nightmare. We actually thought about that. We put these French doors on the rear of the case that allow you to conceal your cables. So no matter how bad those cable routing skills you have are, it's gonna look nice and clean. And also behind those French doors are 8 SSD mounts and 5 3.5-inch mechanical drive bays. Our Obsidian series cases are known for their monolithic good looks, and the 1000D is no exception, with a tempered glass front panel and 2 huge swing-out tempered glass doors for easy access. The I/O panel has the connectivity for both systems right on the front of the case, with 4 USB 3.0 and 2 USB 3.1 Type-C connectors to go to both motherboards. The power and reset for System 1 is on top, and the power and reset for System 2 is in the back. And the I/O RGB backlighting is completely controllable through iCUE software. Dual power supply mounts, including an SFX power supply for the mini ITX system, pre-drilled radiator and reservoir mounts just about anywhere you look, and cable routing cutouts and tie-downs all through the case. This feature list reads like a phone book, guys. Check out Corsair.com for more info. Hey guys, George here from Corsair. Our Carbide spec series is amongst our most popular series of cases, and with good reason. They look cool, they function well, and they don't break the bank on cost. This is the Spec 05, our newest spec series case. It has a distinctive and stylish exterior with a really straightforward and flexible layout. The front panel of the Spec 05 is all new, with a cool and modern exterior design, and the I/O panel has functional USB 3.1 pass-through. The side panel has a full acrylic window that's easily removable with 4 screws. In the front of the case, you have dual 120mm fan mounts, or 3 if you remove that hard drive cage. If you remove the cage, you also have room for 2 140mm front fans, a first in a spec series chassis. On top, dual 120mm fan mounts, and in the rear, another 120mm fan mount. With the cage installed, you can install up to 5 120mm fans, or if you take that cage out, up to 6. To keep your case clean, the Spec 05 has integrated dust filters into that front panel that just pulls off, and the rear, a PSU mount, has a dust filter underneath. Unlike a lot of cases in this price category, the Spec 05 has tons of drive and cable routing options. With cutouts in the motherboard tray and tie downs behind it, you can keep your cables clean and clutter-free. With up to 3 hard drive mounts and 2 SSD mounts simultaneously, you can install a surprising amount of storage. So building a clean and modern looking PC with tons of storage has never been easier. So no matter what your level of expertise is or what components you want to put into it, the Spec 05 makes a good foundation for your next PC. One of the most popular cases we've ever designed here at Corsair is our Carbide series Air 540. It had an active cooling chamber to cool your CPU and GPU, and a passive chamber on the rear for power supply cables, PSUs, and storage drives that didn't need as much cooling. But because we believe you can always do better, this is the spiritual successor to the Air 540, the 680X RGB. It shares the same dual chamber layout as the Air 540 with an entirely new and refined look. There are 3 floating tempered glass panels on the front, the top, and the side, so you can show off your components and fans. But these glass panels will not obstruct your cooling because we've designed a huge gap between the panel and the case so you can get plenty of airflow. On the I/O panel, you'll find the standard connections plus a modern update with the USB 3.1 Type-C port. The 680X side panel swings open so you can easily build a new PC or just upgrade your existing one. In the front of the case, you can mount up to a 360mm radiator, on top and bottom up to 280mm, and even a 140 in the rear. And because you just spent a ton of cash on a brand new graphics card and you want to show it off to yourself and your friends, you have a 90-degree GPU mount in here so you can mount it vertically and look at it in all of its glory. But my favorite feature of the dual chamber design is that it is cheat mode for cable routing. You can use that second chamber to hide all of your cables while your first chamber stays fresh and clean looking. In the rear chamber, you can mount up to our AX1600i PSU, as well as 3 3.5-inch drives and 4 2.5-inch drives. Every 680X RGB comes with the Lighting Node Pro, which gives you full control over the RGB lighting of your system with our iCUE software. With iCUE, you can choose from dozens of built-in lighting profiles, or you can create your own. The Air 540 was a very successful case, but I think that the Crystal Series 680X RGB improves upon it in almost every way.